Is it actually possible to reach B2B buyers with TikTok ads? This was a challenge that I personally gave myself because once I realized that TikTok passed YouTube in average watch time, I knew this was a channel I couldn't ignore. I'm Silvio Perez, and in this video, I'm gonna talk you through an experiment that I set up disproving whether or not you could actually reach B2B buyers on a platform like TikTok. With that, let's get into the video. Now, the goal of this experiment was to reach B2B marketers of a manager plus seniority. I was promoting my newsletter as an offer, and to really make sure that I was capturing the right folks and I was actually getting in front of those B2B marketers, I used a lead gen form. And on that lead gen form, I set up two custom questions. The first one is yes or no, are you a B2B marketer? And they have to manually press yes or no. The second one was, what is your job title? They had to actually go ahead and type out their entire job title because information doesn't get pre-filled on TikTok lead gen forms like it does with LinkedIn ads as an example. So awful user experience, but I really wanted to make sure, are we actually getting in front of B2B buyers? And in this case, specifically B2B marketers. Now, in terms of targeting, TikTok is very similar to Facebook in terms of the most relevant channel. It's not like LinkedIn ads at all, where you have the ability to target based on, certain job titles or functions, seniorities, and so on and so forth. So for the most part, it's pretty loose targeting. The most precision you can get, at least at the time of this recording, is based on hashtags. So what I did was I kept it really broad, and I kept my targeting based on interest of marketing and advertising, which you can imagine is a lot of folks. And then taking it a step further, I layered a filter of 25 plus for age range to make sure that my ad is getting in front of people that are more like my demographic. With that being said, I know a lot of folks, when they think about TikTok, they just think about young kids and their ads getting in front of kids that are just not qualified, right? Or they'll never be qualified anytime soon. And rest assured that you can use age range filters on TikTok ads to make sure that your ad is actually getting in front of the right audience and demographic. So with that, just to recap, I was promoting my newsletter. We were using a lead gen form with two custom questions. Are you a B2B marketer? And what's your job title? The interest targeting was marketing and advertising, and we were targeting folks 25 plus age range. And that's how I set up my experiment to see if we can actually reach these individuals. Now let's go ahead and talk through the actual results of when I launched this campaign. Now, the results that came through were really surprising. I actually have it here because I don't want to mess up any of the numbers. Now, of all the form submissions that came through, 87% responded, yes, they're a B2B marketer. Taking it a step further, of the job titles that came through, 21% are what I would consider perfect job titles, such as VP of Marketing, CMO, which is extremely surprising reaching these types of people on TikTok. Also, Senior Director of Demand Generation is an amazing title. So perfect job titles was about 21%, and I was being really strict on what I considered perfect. We also had some other interesting job titles that came through, but they weren't perfect, such as Sales Director, we had Sales Exec. So that was cool to see, but obviously I was looking for B2B marketers, but that is definitely a B2B persona that I could totally see somebody wanting to get in front of another B2B organization. And then we also had some really interesting ones that came through, such as Like a Boss, Queen, and Toad Wrangler. Now, I actually thought Queen, Like a Boss, Toad Wrangler, that was gonna be all of the form submissions that came through when I first started this experiment. But to my surprise, I actually was able to get in front of solid B2B marketers. And taking it a step further, I gave it some time to see, how do those folks interact with my newsletter? What's the engagement like? And of the leads generated from TikTok, I had a 40% open rate and actually netted 5 sales from my newsletter from people that originally came from this TikTok ad campaign. So that was really impressive and surprising. In terms of overall performance, it cost me $5.77 per lead to my newsletter, and I had a 19.67% conversion rate, which blew my mind because I had a lead gen form with those two custom questions, terrible user experience where they had to manually enter everything in. So that really got me excited and thinking, what could I do if I wasn't using all of this friction in terms of the opt-in process? Now let's go ahead and dive into some takeaways from this experiment so you can learn from my experiment so that if you decide to use TikTok ads, you can start ahead. The biggest takeaway, hands down, is how important your video creative is on a platform like TikTok. because we don't have the ability to target precisely, your ad must act as a filter. So in the ad that I filmed, I actually called out in my hook in the first 3 seconds, if you're a B2B marketer. And I'm actually gonna roll my ad right now so you can see what I'm saying. If you're a B2B marketer, understanding how to use paid advertising to scale pipeline and revenue can be one of the most beneficial things. Now, as you just saw in that video ad, in the first 5 seconds, I called out my ICP and my ad acts as a filter. I said, if you're a B2B marketer looking to learn how to scale pipeline and revenue, learning how to run paid ads can be one of the most beneficial skills for you. That solves 2 things. One, it's talking to a specific person, in my case, a B2B marketer. So if you're not a B2B marketer, you see that ad, chances are you're gonna keep scrolling through and you're gonna skip it. Second, I'm also saying if you're interested in learning how to run paid ads. So that's also gonna appeal to a specific B2B marketer who's also interested in learning how to develop their paid advertising skill set. So it's a little bit even more direct. And that allows me to use my ad as a filtering mechanism to help offset my broad targeting. Now, you can apply the same thing for your business. So whatever your persona is, you can call them out directly in the beginning of your ad in your hook, or indirectly. So like an example of an indirect ad might be like, there's nothing like that feeling when you generate your first lead on a new channel. If I'm trying to be a little bit broader and I want to get in front of people who are, interested and have experience generating leads. Or maybe another example could be like, there's nothing like when you just hit your pipeline target after your CEO increased it twice on you in the same year. A very specific person's gonna know what that feels like and what that sounds like, and it will resonate with a very specific person. So you can call them out directly or indirectly with your ad. Adding on to that, your ad itself, your video creative, doesn't have to be you dancing and being funny and hopping onto the latest trend and like mouthing sounds and all these different things that you see on TikTok. I was sitting down in front of the camera like I am right now. That was not the best ad I've ever created in the world. I just got it done fast and easy, and I got it out there, and I wanted to see what would come back. Don't let analysis paralysis stop you. Take imperfect action and just get started, because TikTok is extremely cheap right now, and it's only gonna get more expensive over time as the channel becomes more saturated. So all in all, you definitely can reach B2B buyers with TikTok ads. It's gonna be very interesting to see over the years how the platform matures and the people joining the platform as well develop over time, because that's just the nature of the game with any social media platform. It's always the young people first, then the parents wanna see what are the young kids up to, the adults get involved, and then before you know it, the adults take over and the young kids go try to find another social media platform. It's just this endless cycle that always happens. So depending on your industry and your persona, how soon you can start with TikTok ads might vary. I definitely don't think it's for everybody. There's definitely certain niches that probably TikTok is not there yet for you. But all in all, I highly recommend, if you just wanna get started and run a simple test like I did, just get started with a budget of $1,000. Set up your experiment, really make sure you follow those best practices around setting up your video creative to really call out your ICP, and then try to do the best you can on the targeting side to reach people that would most likely fall into your targeting parameters, and then see what happens for you. Now, if you want more content on TikTok ads, how to launch your first campaign, navigating the setup, creating TikTok creative, let me know in the comments down below and I will add it to my future video topics. I hope this video was valuable. If you can give it a thumbs up, that'll help out a ton. Go ahead and check out these 2 videos here, as I know you're gonna get a lot from it. And if you like content around B2B advertising and you want more actionable tips and videos like this, then go ahead and check out AdConversion.com and subscribe to the newsletter, where you're gonna get sent 2 to 3 actionable tips straight to your inbox every single week. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.